That's a little too big. All right. The Adventure of Link. Ah! It's official seal. I wish I had this in real life, but I'm happy that you guys can at least look at it. Charles, I know. Okay. There's 41 oh my god, there's 41 pages. Okay, we're gonna try to get through them, okay? The story of the adventure of Link. At the end of a fierce fight, Link overthrew Ganon, took back the Triforce, and rescued Princess Zelda. It's the game that we just played. However, is it all really finished? Many seasons have passed since then. Oh my gosh. Wow, the moblins got bigger. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh, poor girl. Hyrule was on the road to ruin. The power that the vile heart of Ganon had left behind was causing chaos and disorder in Hyrule. What's more, even after the fall of Ganon, some of his underlings remained, waiting for Ganon's return. The key to Ganon's return was the blood of Link, the valiant lad who overthrew the King of Evil. Ganon would be revived by sacrificing Link and sprinkling his blood on the ashes of Ganon. Meanwhile, Link remained in the little kingdom of Hyrule and lent his hand to its restoration, but circumstances did not look very good. One day, a strange mark exactly like the crest of the kingdom appeared on the back of Link's hand as he approached his 16th birthday. The worried Link went to Impa, Princess Zelda's nursemaid, who was shocked and frightened when she saw the birthmark. When she regained her composure, she took Link to the North Castle. There was a door in the North Castle called the Door That Does Not Open. Oh. I know his nose is kind of big. It's very pokey. Only the descendants of the Impa family who served the king knew how to open the door. Ominous, I know. Impa took Link's left hand and pressed the back of it against the door. There was a sound of a lock falling open. The door slowly creaked open, and there, on an altar in the middle of the room, lay a beautiful woman. Here lies Princess Zelda, Impa began to speak calmly. Wait, I'm a little confused. So, is it, when they say it's been seasons, they mean, like, generations, right? Or not? I'm a little confused. Because he beat him, and then he came back. But what happened to Zelda? She looks like Cinderella. That looks like Cinderella's dress. Years. Oh, okay. Let me keep reading. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Link, the time has come when I must tell you the legend of Zelda, handed down in Hyrule. It is said that long ago, when Hyrule was one country, a great ruler maintained the peace in Hyrule using the Triforce. However, the king, too, was a child of man, and he died. Then, the prince of the kingdom should have become king and inherited everything, but he could inherit the Triforce only in part. The prince searched everywhere for the missing parts, but could not find them. Then a magician close to the king brought him some unexpected news. So this sounds like Breath of the Wild. Before he died, the king had said something about the Triforce to only the younger sister of the prince, Princess Zelda. The prince immediately questioned the princess, but she wouldn't tell him anything. After the magician threatened to put the princess into an eternal sleep if she did not talk, but even still, she said nothing. In his anger, the magician tried to cast a magic spell on the princess. The surprised prince tried to stop him, but the magician fought off the prince and went on chanting the spell. Then, when the spell was finally cast, Princess Zelda fell on that spot and entered a sleep from which she might never awake. Oh, it's like Sleeping Beauty. At the same time, the magician also fell down and breathed his last. Whoa! In his grief, the prince placed the princess in this room. He hoped that someday she would come back to life so that this tragedy would never be forgotten. He ordered that every female child born into the royal household shall be given the name Zelda. From the stand next to the altar where Princess Zelda lay in a deep sleep, Impa took 6 crystals and a scroll from the same crest and handed them to Link. For generations, my family has been handed down these things which have been set aside for a time when a great king will come. They are written in an ancient script that no one can read now, but you, who have the crest, may be able to read it. It is said that the key to uniting the Triforce is hidden there. Now it is time for you to read it. Link glanced at the scroll, half in doubt, but what do you know? Although he had never seen the letters before, he found that he could read them as if they were talking to him. This was written on the scroll. You who control the Triforce of the future, I shall hand down to you the secrets of the Triforce. There are 3 kinds of Triforce: power, wisdom, and courage. When these 3 are brought together, the Triforce will show its maximum power. Of the 3, I have left power and wisdom in the kingdom, but the Triforce courage I have hidden for a reason. Not everybody can use the Triforce. It requires a strong character with no evil thoughts. But an inborn special quality is also necessary. Unfortunately, I have not found such a person during my lifetime. Therefore, I have decided to cast a spell on all of Hyrule. A crest will appear on a young man with that character who has been brought up correctly, has gained many kinds of experiences, and reached a certain age. But what will happen if someone else uses the Triforce before then? If it is misused, it will produce many evils. Ooh. The Triforce of Courage is hidden in the Great Palace in the Valley of Death, on the largest island in Hyrule. However, to enter there, you must first fight the Guardians and undo the binding force. Guardians? Okay. When you have defeated the Guardians, terrifying, which I made to prevent enemies from invading the 6 palaces in Hyrule, set a crystal in the forehead of the statue you find. When you have set crystals in all of the statues in the 6 palaces, the binding force placed on the Valley of Death will be removed and you will be able to enter the Great Palace. There you must fight the last Guardian, and you can obtain the Triforce only by defeating that Guardian. There's nothing to fear. You are the one to get the Triforce. You are the beacon of hope for Hyrule. Impa implored Link, who raised his head slowly after reading the scroll. The magic spell cast upon Princess Zelda will sure to be broken if the Triforce is used. Please, Link, unite the Triforce and save the princess, and bring back peace to Hyrule. Link nodded silently in approval, and left the room after taking a long glance at the altar. Then, with a magical sword in his left hand and a magical shield in his right, he set off alone on his long travels. At that time, Ganon's underlings were calling up new allies from the underworld and were beginning to work devilishly towards the revival of Ganon. Dun, dun, dun! Wow, that was really in-depth. Okay, so I get it now. 0 death run, let's go. Ha ha ha, you're so funny. Oh, I wonder what the first will think. What do you mean the first? This is a great story. Now make it a dating simulator with Colonel Sanders. What? Air. I forgot whether or not that legend takes place before Skyward Sword? Oh, I think it's after. Wait, what? Oh, maybe. Hi, Locust. Cute Star Wars theme song. The Empire. Wow, I like these images. I didn't actually get to enjoy them. Hold on. Like, looking at them. So that's the prince? Why does he have a whip? Look at Princess Zelda. That looks exactly like Cinderella's dress. The one that she made with her little mice. It's in the way the beginning. Okay. How is this the same Link as Zelda 1 when the artwork of Zelda 1 has Link as right-handed, but here he's left-handed? He's ambidextrous. Duh, Alex. Duh. Like, of course. He is left-handed. He has a whip to prove he is mean. Oh, okay. He got 6 years to figure it out. I said while you're reading, the cartoon series was based off that legend you just read, but it only got one season. Link was supposed to get the Triforce of Courage in season 2. Oh. But instead they made a game about it, I'm guessing. Or maybe not. Isn't Link left-handed all the way through until Skyward Sword? I don't pay attention to that detail at all. Let's keep reading, shall we? We'll keep reading. The vast Hyrule is the stage for the adventure. There are 6 palaces hidden in Hyrule. 6. Technically 7, right? Because you have to fight the last one. Link must gain experience by fighting Ganon's underlings and get information while visiting towns here and there. And after defeating the Guardians at the Palaces of Death Valley, he must obtain the Triforce of Courage. That is Link's mission. At least I thought it was 6. Maybe it is... Wait, 6... And then you have to defeat one more Guardian in the Great Palace. So technically, I guess 7. Okay, Ruto Town, Tintari Desert, North Castle, Parappa Desert, Raru Town, Mido Town, Medoro Swamp, Moruge Swamp, Saria Town, Death Mountain area, the King's Tomb. Nice. Very nice. Some of these look familiar. Some of these I've never heard of before. He was a lefty in the 3D games until Wii U. Or Twilight Princess. Got it. Recognize the town names? Not really. Ruto? I remember that's the Princess Ruto. Tintari, I don't. Parappa, don't. Raru, don't. Mido, don't. I don't. Medoro, I don't reckon. I remember, I know Saria, Death Mountain. Am I supposed to see the other ones? I see, yes, I understand these 2. Wait, is it Death Mountain or Death Valley? Well, they say both. You should. I don't. This game is where the name of the 6 sages. Oh. Well, you can tell it's been a while then, if I don't remember. Okay, we don't have to look at that. I don't think we do. We just basically create a character. Link travels again to the land of Hyrule, the kingdom inside the North Castle. This is the North Castle. Link's adventure is about to start. Princess Zelda continues to sleep peacefully on the altar. When I have no more lives left, that's the end of me. Okay. 3. Thank you. I know Princess Ruto. Link has been given 3 lives. Link has been given 3 lives for the adventure that is about to begin. These lives are reduced by 1 whenever he loses a life or falls in water, etc. He must treasure each and every one as he fights. Okay, alright. Let's look at Link's status before he leaves the castle. Link has 3 elements of power: attack, magic, and life, and the status of each is displayed at the top of the screen. Points remaining shows... I'm trying to look. Points remaining shows how much of those powers can be used later using Link's ability corresponding to the level for that power. When you press the start button during horizontal play, the subscreen is called up and you can check the magic and possessions that he has available. So attack level, magic level, life level, present experience points, magic that can be used, and the magic points necessary to use it. Okay, magic points remaining. What is this pointing to? Life points remaining. Oh, I see. It's like really hard. I see it now. Number of lives remaining. Items. Okay. I mean, I'll see it. I mean, they're talking to you, Kylie. Are they? Hi, Mindy. I did. Yes. Yes. The North Castle, the outskirts. Link has left the castle. The journey of adventure has finally begun. You can see much of the lay of the land in Hyrule due to its clean air. You can see the figure of Link as he advances east along the path from the castle, which is surrounded by a lake. The screen when Link is moving like this is called the land map. Play flute. Wait, you immediately have a flute? Use hammer? Hammer? You can't use buttons A and B if there's no item in hand. Oh, okay, maybe I need to go get them first. Got it. Karn, thank you. Oh, I don't know why my things aren't showing. No directions enter stream. Kylie says reading directions. Hey, this was provided to everyone when they got the game, okay? I am just being blessed. Hold on one second. Okay. Towns, forests, and mountains, the various land shapes in Hyrule. Hyrule, with its abundant nature, is made up of various landscapes, mountains and forests, rivers and plains. Link can move anywhere except on water, such as rivers, and on dangerous landscapes, such as mountains. He should be able to find towns, caves, and large boulders, blocky rocks, roads. Look below for the main landscapes. Cool. All right. There's towns. Hi, radio. Once upon a time, the only guides games got were the ones that came with it. Or Nintendo Power. Yes. Hi, guys. Sorry if I'm missing your messages. It's hard to read and read chat at the same time. The Adventure of Link. Searching for the third Triforce. Encountering Ganon's underlings. Oh, dear. By an unexpected chance, Link has strayed from the road and entered a forest. Just then, the shadow of the enemy. When Link walks off the road, Ganon's underlings approach, watching for a chance to attack. The enemies are shown by the two symbols below. When Link's image doubles with those symbols, the screen changes to the fight screen. Weak enemy and a strong enemy. Oh. Interesting. Fight screen. The fight begins. The basics of fighting are to inflict damage with the sword and fend off attacks with the shield. Move skillfully, watching the size of the enemy and the height from which he attacks. When Link is in the stances at the right, he can fend off attacks of 0 height. When the attack comes from a height of X, he'll be injured. If a swordsman teaches him the art of sword fighting, he'll be able to jump and thrust up and down. Okay. This is gonna be new. Okay. I'm guessing this is the only direction I will be getting when I play the game. So I gotta pay attention because I'm like, wait, what? Maybe it makes more sense when I'm in the game. Use magic, move Link, lower shield, jump, thrust in middle, down. I'm guessing I have to find this swordsman first to even be able to do something like that. Jump, swing, sword. Wait, what? But I thought that was hammer and play flute. You are confused. Oh, wait, maybe they're used when you're, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, but only when here it changes. Okay. All right. Okay. Very different. Yeah, for sure. Beating the enemy and getting experience value. Bash! Link has brilliantly defeated the enemy and a number has appeared after the enemy has scattered. This number shows the points Link got for fighting the enemy. That is, it's the number which shows how much fighting experience he has gained so far. Link gets stronger by collecting these points. The stronger the enemy, the higher the number of points that can be gained, but Link might be defeated if he fights an enemy who he is no match for at the time. Know the strengths of the enemy well when you fight. Do not be misled by points alone. So the little slimes are 2, the little spider guys are 3, and moblins are 20. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Experience in a Zelda game. Woo. Link becomes stronger by getting more experience. When Link collects points and reaches the next point at the upper right of the fight screen, you can raise the level of one element of the 3 that has reached that point. A select menu, such as one at right, will be displayed on the fight screen. Move the arrow using the cross button to the element that you have enough points to raise and press the start button to choose that one. If you want to raise other elements first, cancel and fight more to gain the necessary points. Attack magic, life will go up. So I wonder if life will go up just means that you're just healing yourself, or does that mean like you have like an extra heart? I wonder. Hi, Mebby. Hello. It's just a different format than most people think of when they hear Zelda. Yeah. Interesting. When the game is over, the points become 0, the same when saved. It's your life meter. I don't know what that means, Bearded. First time using magic and rupees are now points. The higher the life level, the more defense you have. Okay. No hearts here. Oh, read the manual. Oh. You can make Link stronger using the 3 elements. The 3 elements that Link possesses can go up to level 8. When raised beyond that, you get an extra Link. An extra Link. So what happens when you raise each level? An extra Link. Attack. When you raise this level, you can inflict more damage on the enemy. Magic points decrease less when magic is used. Link's defense power. The amount that life points decrease when Link is damaged gets smaller. Link recovers when you raise magic and life points, but he must find containers somewhere to raise the maximum point values. Okay. Does anyone know if she keeps like an archive of her videos? I want to see her. Yes, I keep them. They should, I create collections on Twitch, and all the collections have all of the playthroughs. We like highlight them and then we just save them to the collection. Zane, are you able to even get a link to send to Mindy? Lee, you don't get any lore with IKEA furniture? What is this? What kind of manual is that? The screen and the enemy are decided by the landscapes where Link meets the enemy. Plains, flat land with no obstacles of any kind. Fighting and escaping are both easy and you can move any way you like. Red, blue. Bit is red, bot is blue. It's a bit bot. I like monster that wobbles about, watch out, bot jumps. So the blue ones jump. Creepy! There we go with the creepy designs again. Cave. This place is dark and stuffy compared to other landscapes. The layout of the land is very complex with steep steps and holes. An ache. A bat that lives in dark places. Usually it hangs upside down from trees or in caves. It's not a keys anymore. They changed it. They do give me headaches. That's probably why they got them. Twitch has been deleting people's collections with no communication. What? They do? I have never heard of that. Are you sure? What we've been doing, basically, my friend Fred has helped me make playthrough videos on YouTube. He basically downloads all of them and then we cut it up and we post playthroughs on my YouTube. But that's gonna take a while because those are edited videos and not like the full playthroughs. I'll have to look into the deleting of the collections thing. That's definitely something I've never heard of. Desert. Dry area. An insect-like monster adapted to the area lives there. There are also places where the winds are strong and small stones fly around. What? A Geldarm, a huge bug that stretches from the ground to the sky. You can't defeat it unless you inflict damage to its head. Okay. A Gorya, a little devil that attacks Link by using a boomerang. Fend off the boomerang with a shield. Watch out, these devils are on the plains and in caves too. Oh, they look different. A Louder. A beetle that slithers as it crawls. It eats up life energy. They live inside caves too. Oh, dang. Keeping backups. Oh, that's so much memory though. Where'd you find it? I believe it's just on the Nintendo page. Copyright? Maybe. Forest, surrounded by a thicket of trees. This place is dark with almost no light entering. Many enemies are lurking there, and sometimes they attack from trees. A Moblin, they did it again. A little devil that lives mainly in the forest. He attacks Link by throwing spears, but he moves slowly. Dealer moves up and down by a string suspended from a tree. Blue dealers drop down to the ground to attack Link. A Moby attacks Link by flying straight down out of the sky. It has very little life power, but moves quickly and is hard to defeat. Oof. I'm gonna be honest, a little confused about how you fight, but I guess I'll go in and try. Swampland, where the ground surface is like mud. It's hard to walk here, and Link will sink into the swamp. Octorok, a type of octopus that lives above ground. They bounce and attack by spitting out rocks. A Daira, an alligator soldier that attacks with an axe. Link's shield can fend off the axe. Well, that's good. Graveyard. The graveyard is built on a small hill, so there's a slight step. The king's grave, too, is in the center of the graveyard. Moa, a ghost that flies through the graveyard. You can't see all of them unless you have a cross. If Link is defeated, Ganon will return. Oh, I've been done in. If Link loses all his lives he's been given without putting up a good fight, Ganon will return, and that's the end of the game. If that happens, the points return to 0, and you must start from the castle again. Don't be too hasty. Raise your levels. If Ganon returns, Hyrule will fall further and further into ruin. You have to act carefully to prevent that. If you think that you are absolutely no match for an enemy, try to raise your levels. We know how you feel. You want to go quickly to your goals, the palaces, and the lands you haven't been before, but hold back. Take it in your stride. Take your time is what the game is saying. Okay. Deal or grind pretty much is what they're saying. Fend off attacks by knowing your enemy. Even still, you have to fight enemies a little stronger or your adventure will not progress. Strong enemies not only hurl themselves, but they use a variety of objects to attack. Use the shield to fend them off and attack when there's an opening. The road to winning is knowing how the enemy moves. Okay. Watch out for things that can't be fended off with the shield. Wait, I thought they literally just said Link's shield. Oh, can't fend off the axe. I read it wrong. That's my bad. Okay. A chain hammer, axe, club, and a fireball. Okay, I remember the fireballs oh too well. Or magic balls. Magic should only be used when you need it. While magic! What is that image? While continuing his adventure, Link can pick up and arm himself with various magic. See page 43. Magic can be used only with the points that Link has, but go ahead and use it if you think the enemy's too strong. A fairy recovers life. What is that image? Sometimes a fairy appears along with the enemy. Link recovers his life when he touches the fairy. Fairies live in all sorts of places. Yeah, they do. Lemon, thank you. Sorry, I have everything paused. I just remembered. Lemon, thank you. Thank you. I'll play it in just a second. I'm just going to read the manual. Try another day if things don't go your way. When things aren't going your way, don't take it to heart after the game is over. End the game by selecting save. Your possessions and level will be recorded for future play. AKA, don't rage quit. That's so funny. Arriving at the town near the castle. If you walk along the road, you'll finally see a town. If I ask the people of the town, they might tell me about the palaces, thought Link, and he decided to drop in the town In the row upon row of houses in the town, people look busy coming and going here and there. However, they are all hoping for peace in Hyrule. There are swordsmen in some of the towns. I love that they make it like a script. Like, what a very unique manual this is. There are swordsmen hidden in some towns. Learn the jump thrust and the downward thrust from those swordsmen. There are places where you can't go if you don't. Oh. You can pick up important hints in the conversation with the townsfolk. If you press the B button when Link is close to a person walking in the town, you can speak to that person. The people in the town will listen to Link's story and give various answers. There are all types of people. Some will give Link important hints. Some will ask favors. Favors? Also, if you press the B button when Link is not near a person, you can search to see if anything is there. Who's that sexy lady? Interesting. Cool. Hi, Hunkinder. How are you? It's a manual way of saying, yeah, you're gonna get annoyed. Maybe even rage quit, bruh. It's just a game, pretty much. I just got out of my first baking theory class. Ah, how was it? That's cool. This manual is so supportive. Favors, lewd, no favors. Does that mean there's quests in this? There should also be some people who will invite Link inside. Oh, okay. Stop, chat. Some people will invite Link into their houses, follow the person, and go to the front of their door when entering someone's house. Enter the house by pressing the top of the cross button when the door is open. When they mean cross button, do they mean this? They mean this, right? Up. The up arrow? The up key? Up. Even in the house. Yes, okay. Even in the house, you can speak to the person and look for things by using the B button. Take care not to shut out by mistiming this operation. Take care not to be shut out by mistiming this operation. Oh, they can lock the door on you. Occasionally there are houses with the doors open from the outset. You can go in and out of these freely. Go in and see. There's bound to be something there. Math and baking. Math? Well, the math and baking makes sense. Slow down, Link. Is he wearing pants or shorts? They're the same as his skin color. Let's check if you've been taught magic. There are people in town who would like to teach you magic. Depending on the kind of magic, there are also times when they will not teach you if you have not got enough magic point containers or satisfied certain conditions. You'll be able to learn at least one magic trick per town. Okay. How do you use the magic you've been taught? You can use magic by selecting or pressing the select button when in a fight scene or in town. You must select a type of magic on the subscreen before you use it. There's an explanation of the subscreen display at the right. Read it carefully. All right, names of magic. So shield, jump, life. Number of magic points necessary to use the magic. Number of lives remaining. Number of keys. Number of crystals remaining. Items Link possesses. Okay. Entering the palace. Link obtained information in town and has finally come to the palace. He has been through a lot of fights, raised his level high enough, and has been taught several types of magic in a number of towns. If you have not raised your level yet and have not been taught any magic, it may be better to withdraw once more. The palace is an ancient place that has not fallen into ruin for a long time. This means that there should be some very strong enemies in there. Lovely. It's called a D-pad. Was it called a D-pad? I don't remember. The palace will turn to stone. If you find an item at the palace, place a crystal in the statue and leave. The palace changes to stone. Don't forget to take the key. Okay. The inside of the palace is full of powerful enemies. The enemies in the palace are those that were made and chosen by the king. They're abnormally strong. Terrifying. Magic effects only last in the current screen you're in. Okay. Iron Knuckle, an iron warrior chosen by the king, a strong enemy who can use a shield and sword. He exists in many forms. Looks like a dark nut. Mew, a special slime with thorns protruding from its body. They're small, so use a downward thrust. Oh, I love how they just tell you what to do. A skeleton warrior that can somehow use a sword, but is poor at handling a shield. Okay. The palace is a complex labyrinth. The palace is a labyrinth comprised of many screens. Use the diagram at the left as guide and make a map as you proceed. Is this the first one? I am exactly correct. Iron Knuckle is a dark nut. Ugh. Find the items in the palace and go to the stone statue. In addition to the items in the palace, there are hidden items necessary for the adventure. You must not forget to not only defeat the guardians, but also obtain these items. There are locked doors also, so search for the keys. Whoa. That's what they look like. Oh my god. In fights with the main guardians of the palace, the enemy's life power is displayed at the left of the screen. It may be good to keep an eye on this during the fight. The left of the screen? Oh, I see. Okay. And then the Great Palace. If the 6 crystals are placed in the stone statues, you finally enter the Great Palace. The Great Palace is so huge that it greatly exceeds what Link had imagined. Link's true heart will be tested when he defeats the last of the Guardians. After Link undoes the binding force of the Great Palace and enters there, you can restart from the entrance of the Great Palace if you press continue, even if the game is over. Try your best. Wait, what? Interesting. Huh. Hi, Mimi. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Hi, guys. We're reading the manual. So, yeah. New Game Plus. Wait, what's New Game Plus? Not the Great Palace. What? Oh, y'all are... I'm sorry. Play the game, stop reading. Shut up, Black. I'm reading it. That's what you do when you have a manual, son. If you try to enter the Great Palace without first clearing the 6 palaces, you'll be obstructed by the binding force and you'll waste time. Okay. Wow. Game data and manual for adventures. Map to the first palace. Oh. What? Ruto Town, North Castle, Cave, Tantari Desert, Raru Town, Cave, First Palace. Wow. Hi! Hi, guys. How are you doing today? Did the way go through? It did. I have my stuff on pause because I was reading the manual. I'll click play and then it'll do it in a second. We're just looking at some of this stuff. How much? Okay, we don't have that much long. Okay. This is the magic that Link will learn. There are 8 types of magic that Link will be taught here and there in the towns. Use the magic by taking into consideration the remaining magic points that Link has. The points consumed of each magic and their various effects. Link might not be able to advance without using magic. Magic wears off if the display changes to another. Shield, jump, life, fairy. Wait, magic which makes you a fairy? You can fly by using this? Those of you who have a hard time in dangerous terrain such as cliffs should use this magic. You can turn into a fairy in this game? What? Oh my god, that makes me so happy. That's cool. This can recover Link's life points, but only to a certain extent. You should use this magic before all is lost. Okay. Raise Link's life level temporarily. Reduce damage inflicted by the enemy by half. This magic is important. Link's jumping power. He can even climb to heights he could not reach with a normal jump. Okay. You get 16 magic points per container. Think of how to use the magic by taking into account the number of vessels remaining. When this button is used, you can throw a fireball. There are bound to be some enemies that hate this fire. Reflect a mysterious magic that can bounce back the magic cast by the magicians in the palace. Using shields only deflect a magician's magic. Spell. Oh. Magic to cast eerie spells. Its effect is still not fully known. It is also said that it'll make the enemy tremble in fear. Okay. That spell is mandatory if you want to complete the game. It seems like all of these probably are. Wait, didn't it just say that in here? This is a first playthrough. Yes, but sorry. People that are new here, this is my very first time playing Zelda 2. Well, granted, I haven't even played it. I'm just reading the manual. So please no spoilers or hints or tips yet. I'll if I get stuck, I'll ask. Don't worry, I will ask. And again, GV Mimi, thank you so much for the raid. Did we get a shout out command for Mimi? Did we do that? Here, I'll do it again if GV Mimi. That was so sweet. Thank you for sharing your community with mine. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. We're doing my event where I'm gonna be playing all the Zelda games in 2021. We just finished playing and beating the very first Legend of Zelda game, and now we're on Zelda 2. So, hence why. Yes. And I didn't read the manual for the first game because I didn't necessarily know about it. So this is why I'm reading it first before I play the game, because I thought that was a lot better. But anyways, magic to cast eerie spells. Its effect is still not fully known. It is also said that it'll make the enemy tremble in fear. The most powerful of the 8 magics, it can damage all of the enemies on the screen. However, Link has to be very strong in order to use it. Okay, thunder. Items open the road to the Triforce. You obtained various items in the 6 palaces and several caves. Here we shall introduce the special items hidden in the palaces and other items. The items on page 46 are displayed on the subscreen. Okay, so we got magic jar. Recovers Link's magic points. There are 2, a red one and a blue one. The recovery power varies. Treasure bag, a bonus which increases Link's experience points. Ooh, enemies sometimes pop out of them too. Oh, well, that's good to know. Heart container. The manual is a lead up to the start of the game. Yeah. I wanted to give you a raid since you're so cool. Well, thank you, Mimi. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of help. You can spoil more than just story stuff. Oh, wait, what? What? I know, right? You can pop out. The life point containers increase by 1 and life recovers. This means that a total life power increases. The containers for magic points 16. Really looks like Link's life increases by 1 when you get a hold of this. A doll? The heck? What? Yeah, it looks like Link, all right. Candle. When this obtained, places that you have not been able to see until now become dark are lit up. It can break rocks, cut down trees. Yeah, because hammers can cut down trees. That makes sense. Use this to break the blocks in the palaces by swinging the sword. A handy glove. Break the blocks. When you get this, you can cross the sea from the dock. What's on the other side of the sea? Boots. According to legend, it said that if you put on these boots, you can do something extraordinary. Walk on water, maybe? It looks like something like that. That's a mistranslation, Kylie. The pea bag description means sometimes enemies can give pea bags. Oh, that's a mistranslation? Oh, so enemies don't pop out of treasure bags? Sorry, my nose itchy. Oh, interesting. Okay, flute. You can play the legendary mysterious music of Hyrule. The sound rouses old powers. Ooh. A magical lily that opens several blocked doors. With its secret power, you'll be able to see enemies which you normally can't see, aka the little ghosty ghosts. Pea bags. That's totally false. All treasure bags are good. Okay, well, this is why I love streaming. Because things like that. Now, I won't be cautious. Remember the controller operations during the game. In the Adventure of Link, the controller operations vary with the screen modes. The table below shows you a summary of them. Learn them by practicing controlling Link. Land is whistle and hammer. Fight is swing sword and jump. Raises Link's level. Calls up subscreen as well. Lower shield / jump, thrust in midair, down. Okay. We'll see. For entering in the house, move Link. For speaking to people. Okay. Other controller operations are the same as at the fight scene. Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The game can be stopped if the A button or controller 2 and the top of the cross buttons are pressed when the sub screen is displayed. Okay. The end. All right. I think we're ready to play the game now. Maybe that was a lot to take in, but seems like it's all good. Warning: do not use the front of the TV. The warnings are funny. All right. Hold on. So quick question, guys, before we start. I will watch the movie, don't worry. Do we want to do this one or do we want to do this one? This one has special on it. And I believe that you get items, and it just helps you out if you do special. Regular? Knew you guys were going to say it, so I was banking. I was expecting you guys to say that, so I was going to do it anyways, but... what are you playing this on? Just this Nintendo Switch. I'm playing... It's the NES. You have to download it from the Switch Online. Is adventuresome really a word, though? What? No cheating? Oh, boy. If you think this is... if that's cheating. Okay. Alright. Ooh. Is the music okay? Here we go! Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I like this screen. Does it automatically start the story? Just wait. Okay. After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will make only with the power of the third Triforce sealed in a palace in Hyrule. Oh, she'll only wake. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his own adventures quest yet. A little too fast. Is that it? Is there only one thing? Just that little... 1987. Yep. 1987. That's it? Okay. Start. Okay. Yay. Register your name. I'm Link. Whoa, this sounds different. Why is this menu always confusing? Okay, maybe I go. Oh. Hold on. In? There, okay. Start. Link. 3 lives. This is me! Look, it's Princess Zelda. I got daggers. Can I not say hi to her? Okay. I'll be back, Princess Zelda! Wow, this looks so different! They didn't kill her, no. Oh, that's my beam sword. Good to know. How do you fight? Ah! How do you, like... Oh. You have to duck. They're too short. Yeah, I got him! Ah! Oh. This looks funny. Oh, there's more. Oh. Whoa, this is so different. Is this my first time playing this? Yes, this is my very first experience. First playthrough. Does my tag not say first playthrough? I have 10 experience points. I do. Oh. Oh no! I didn't even mean to hit him. What's that? I forgot what that is! Is that a potion? I can't get it. No! No! Give it to me! Come here! Stop running away from me! Stab it! Oh, oh. I'm very serious. Good evening. Where am I? Wait. I thought, was that a fairy? I thought I saw a fairy. Pay attention to the names. Okay. Look, a fairy. Oh, look it! How cool! You must be next to it? Okay, isn't that how you grab things in real life? Stab it? Oh! Oh god. A strong... Oh god. Ah! 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 Oh god! Oh. My life is pretty low. Ah! Wait. Am I gonna die? Oh, I can leave. Oh, I didn't know I could leave. No, wait. Wait, where'd the fairy go? I need her life. I'm still getting new to everything. Ah, don't chase me! Where'd the fairy go? Can I, like, oh. How do you kill those things? Oh god, I'm leaving! No! I died. Oh, they take you right back to this place. Whoa! Oh my god. I'm leaving! Stop it! I'm gonna go this way. My first death. First death of the playthrough. I know. Alright, here's a town. Towns are nice. Hello. Am I doing this wrong? Hello? I'm talking to you. Oh. Aw. Pressing too quickly? Oh! Please let me help you. Come inside. I can restore your life. Oh! I went inside. She restored my life. What an awesome lady. Stop and rest here. I can't can give you magic. Come back. Anytime. Aww. Whoa, who's this guy? I am Error. Okay. Wait, stop walking so fast. Find magic in a cave south of the castle. Okay. Sorry, I know nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Why does nobody know anything? Oh, hello. Use keys in palaces. They are found in... Okay. Is this a secret door? Error? I kind of assumed that was something. Does she have something on her head? Do not go south without a candle. Okay. Hello, young fellow. Hello. Ruto. Ruto Town. Oops, I didn't mean to go back. Okay, don't go south. Okay. We're gonna keep looking around. Oh. I get so confused when, I get so confused when I exit the maps and stuff. How do you know about secret doors? Playing video games? Was that one? Like, I'm in a cave, guys. Oh. Ah! Ah! What? What's going on? I can't see anything. Ah! I'm leaving! I need to be able to see. I need a candle. Can I go up here? No. Ah! The manual had a map. Fairy! Come here! Yes. This fairy is so nice. They just like are everywhere. Wait, I wanna look at the manual. What page was it on? Oh. Fairy Melody is McDonald's I'm Loving It theme. What? No, it's not. I can't go in here. I think I might as well keep getting experience, right? To level. And I lost all my experience when I died, right? Hi, Hacky! Hold on. I like killing the weaker ones. It makes me feel a little better. Picking on this small fry. Oh yeah, I can't go in the water. I forgot. You won't lose experience until you lose all 3 lives. And continue. Oh. Do you get all 3 of your lives back if you die? Stop touching me! I need 50. After you continue? Okay. And this is where Zelda was, right? Yeah. You can't do anything in here though, right? Okay, we leave. I remember this game, it was a nightmare when I first played it. We're gonna go to the right. Oh, there's another town. Welcome to Rauru. Thank you. Hello, young fellow. Sorry, I know nothing. Figures. Return the crystal to the palace in Parapa. Okay. Does this guy have pants on? The heck? If all else fails, use fire. I like this guy. He's a pyromaniac. If all else fails, use fire. Okay. Please let me help you. Come inside. I can... What'd that say? Oops, I can rest. What did that say? Oh, restore your life. Okay, so lots of towns restore my life. That's so nice. Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. Okay. Talk with my father before you leave town. Well, who's your father? Hello. Oh, that's it. I'm so impatient. I'm talking and it wasn't... I was like, why didn't they say anything? Oh, look at it! It's so little. Get candle in Paraba Palace. Go west. Oh, okay. I'm thinking we should go there first. Paraba, go west. Okay. Ouch. That's what I'm gonna do then. Alright, where's the father? Was that the father? Welcome to Rauru. Oh. Oh, you have to go in here. Oh, I see. I was wondering, I was like, I don't see her father anywhere. Each town has a wise man. Learn from him. Oh. I didn't see the wise man from the last one. I'll probably go back later. A wise man! In Paraba Desert, use this magic to survive. Something's happening, chat. I got shield! Okay. Two things. How do I know how much... So it says 32, but how do I know how much magic I have to be able to use it? Because you skipped it? Oh, I don't think I meant to skip it. Thank you, Tab. Okay, have a good night. Thanks for popping in. The game is wrong. Oh, it's not west? Did that person try to trick me? Each square is 16. Okay. Can y'all give me just a second? My contacts are blurry and I need to like go put some solution in them real quick. Give me just a second, okay? Hold on. I'm just gonna wear my new glasses. Y'all ready for this? Nerd power. I got new glasses recently. Wow! I'm a nerd! This is so much better. My contacts are bugging me. You mean translations are flawless? Well, I never. Okay. Alright. Thank you. Oh, I can't talk to him anymore. Okay, so every town has a wise man, so I should probably go back to the other town and go find that wise man. Teacher mode! Big brain power now. Yes. The better to see you guys with, so I can see all the help. They look like yours, do they? I really like because they have this gold bar on the side, but I'm blind as a bat, if y'all can tell. Oh, look, the boulder. So that's why I need a hammer. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to Rudo Town. And that was Raw Root. Y'all keep telling me to remember the names of the town, so I'm trying to remember. 200 IQ moves. Hi, Paige. Aw, thanks, Steven. Oh no, I hit the... Ah! Ah, I'm scared of you. Ah! I'm not strong enough to kill those guys. At least I don't feel like I am. Whoa, what? Whoa, what's that? What is this? Oh no, I'm getting hit by these fireballs. What the heck? Okay, let's find the person. Ruto. Yours are also black on the sides, yeah? You don't have Coke bottom lenses? Coke bottle? Bottom? What? What? Okay, where's this magic man? Lead me to your magic man. That's error. Why do all these people seem so excited about not knowing anything? I don't know. I've been looking while I played some Stardew before bed. I'm super addicted again. Oh no, Paige! Wait, don't run so fast. I am much too busy to talk to a stranger. My name's Link, if you would just ask. Jerk. I don't want help. I want the magic man. I didn't even take her advice. I immediately went south. Where? They said every town, right? Don't go south. Go south. I'm gonna keep looking around first. Goria of Tintari Store Trophy. Goria of Tintari. Tintari is the name of the desert, right? Yeah. I'm remembering. Oh, well that's not good. Maybe I need to go find their trophy. Maybe I go find their trophy and then they show me the magic man. No, come back here. The problem is they all look very similar. So I don't know if they will give me a new message or not. I'm gonna go find this trophy. Agoria? Alright, I'll try. Oh. Wait, is this the guy that doesn't talk to strangers? Stranger danger. Okay. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go try that. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Stop chasing me. Okay, here's the desert. Okay. Oh, you can attack him! Oh, it's just my shield. Oh. Where is the enemies? Oh no. Oh no. I killed it! Ah! That's not a Goria though. I gotta be honest, these little ball thingies are so annoying. Where's a Goria? My life is pretty low. Oh, oops. Oh no, what did I do that? Oh no! Ah! I already lost 2 of my lives. A pea. I forgot what I do. I leveled! Oh. Oh, wait, when you level, your health goes all the way up? Or is that just not a thing? If you go off the path, you get attacked by enemies, and a fairy shows up sometimes. I saw the fairy. Think of these overworld interactions as side quests. They don't matter to the goal of the game. Okay. Increase max health. Is that, oh, so 50 increases my max health? Okay. Alright, let's do this one then. I have 2 healths now. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god. I do not like I do not like this area. It's so mean. I have to like dodge everything. Ah! So I don't want to do the side quest? Where's a fairy? Hello, beautiful. Why'd you go away from me? Where'd you go? Come back. I'm trying to find the Goria. I have my head out, just like the last one. I'm guessing these are the only powerful ones. No! No! I'm gonna leave! No, I'm gonna die! Where's the escape? Oh no. It's the end of the line for me, chat. Okay, we're good. Let me go to town, if I can. If I can make it. I coming back empty-handed. I don't have their trophy. Makes me sad. Hi, Hemi. Hello. Is it you? Are you the one who helps me? Yay. Life levels reduce the amount of damage you take. Oh. Okay. Hi, Red Guppy. Hello. Link's attack range is so small. I know. Hospital beeping noise. So much better. Am I on the right track? Guys, don't spoil it, but am I on the... Oh. Oh, that's the pause button? Oh. Am I on the right track of finding the magic person to get the trophy, or is that unrelated? Yes and no. Oh god. No and then yes. I'm confused. What's really going on in there? She's healing my wounds. She's a nurse, of course. You're not supposed to do that yet? Okay, so maybe we should go to the castle. What is it called? Parpa. The problem is I need to find a candle, and I think, oh, the candle is found in the Parpa. I can't go in any of the caves because it's too dark. Have you lost your mind yet? No? Though I have to say I do not like the desert at all. Parapa rapper place. Oh my gosh. Rapper. I used to go and get it without light, but yeah, it's harder and non-intended. Yeah, I want to fight these guys. These guys make me feel safe. Also, wait, how do you use your magic? Okay. Parapa. Also, this is tutorial area, so good luck. I don't know what you mean. Are you saying I'm doing bad and that's why? You can easily get it before the palace. The trophy or the candle? So no. I got this, thank you. The trophy? I'm gonna keep leveling up. Ah! relative. Are any of the... Oh, never mind. I think I answered that question. The red ones are easier. The blue ones are the ones that jump. So the red ones are easier. Okay, I'm starting to get like the feel of the game now, though. Kind of. Kind of. Look at these 4K graphics, I know. When you're on the menu, the blue bottle is highlighted next the spell queued up, then back on your screen, press select to cast a spell. Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't know if I want to attempt it. So you do this. Wait, what? And then what do you do? They're the same? Okay. Well, now it's reversed, Nova. So Link was sleeping when Zelda was doing all the fighting in Breath of the Wild. Now Link's doing all the fighting while Zelda's sleeping. So... Haha. How the turntables have turned. Pick a spell. Select. Select's not doing anything. Going up and down does nothing either. Oh, press... Oh! Oh. How long does it last? Oh, one screen? I think I got magic back. Well, I need to know how to use it, so... Where did the other one go? Until the screen changes. Okay. If an enemy attacks you on the path and the other overworld, stand on the path to avoid going to a screen with enemies. They won't attack me on the path? What's this game? We're playing Zelda II. Wait, they're on the path. Oh, oops. Meant to jump. Gonna be honest, I'm kind of confused where I need to go. Hold on. So we went to Raru Town. We can't go south. Well, I mean, technically we can. We could go in the caves, but it's hard to see. Can I get a hint on how to get to the candle? I know they said I need to go to the palace to get the candle, but I don't know how to get to the palace. Ah, I hate you. What? Far right. When I'm ready. Go east. Okay. Oh, right. Go east. But they told me go west. Okay. Right. Maybe that's why I'm confused. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh. Should I do magic? I got magic. Oh, when you duck, they still hit you. So you find random peas everywhere? I need to get the hang of this. What the heck? Maybe I should jump. Haha. Oh! I'm getting my butt kicked by a bat. Okay. Let me get out. Oh, wait. Darn it. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's go down. Oh, wait. Oh. Kill me! Kill me! I forgot which one heals. Maybe her? I like that they added this. Hi, Angaris! How did I know your... How did you know my secret identity? What? It's not a bat. It's an ache. It's a headache. Okay. No! 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 How the heck do you fight these guys? What? Ah! Oh, if you jump on their heads, it still does damage. Oh gosh. I'm scared. Ah! There's something at the bottom. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm out! Ah! The palace! Oh, is this the stone that you have to put the... Oh, you have to put the thing in the thing. I wish my health was a little better. Michael! Oh wait, I forgot I have this still paused. Hold on, we're...
Stream title, no directions enters stream, sees Kylie reading directions Kappa HD.
They all play at the same time. Sorry, I forgot I had them paused. Oh, that's not the statue? Oh. Michael, thank you for the 63 months. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? Hello. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm gonna try to find, a fairy. I think. So, oh, Poison, thank you for the host. Oh. No. Oh my god, why? There was like so many and now they're gone. I want a fairy. You woke up from a nap, did you? Oh god. I woke up from a nap too. I'm awake now though. My health is so low. Fairy, please show thyself. No, that's not what I meant. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Oh, what is that sound? Oh, 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 oh. Save. What happens now? Oh, nothing bad. Okay, we're good. Ow, 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 ow. I had to go back in the cave, but at least now I have full health. Do I have to talk to... Wait, do I have my magic again? Oh, I do. But my shield is 24. Why is it lower now? Is it because I got more magic? Wait. It's okay, CB. I have it recorded if you ever want to watch. It's highlighted. My highlights never go away. How much experience points did I level or lose? Oh, oh, okay. Got it. I did beat Zelda II. I'm scared. There it is. Haha, I gotcha. That was it? That was like the easiest cave. Alright. I'm gonna go in the castle now. I feel a little better. Smoothie! Make me one! You can have all your points and go back to start. That's not too bad. I'm okay with that. This is the elevator? Oh. Oh. I control the elevator. Whoa! Magic. Ah, who are you? Oh my god, I'm scared. Ah! There's so many! Oh. What? How many are there? They don't do any damage. Oh, why was I scared? Oh. Well, that one went really fast. They don't stop, that's for sure. Oh, look, a Stalfos. Got your knees! What? Recognize this tune? No, but it's totally a bop. They steal your points if they hit you? Oh, my experience points? They do? Oh. A key! Haha, I got a key! Oh! Those jerks stealing my keys. Kylie learned how to fight fast. I'm trying. When you hear that sound effect, it means an attack is deflected. Oh. Gotcha. It's used in Smash Bros? Oh, is it? Oh, I don't play Smash. That's definitely why I don't know. But good to know. So this tune right now, what we are hearing, is in Smash. Wait, no? Only a ghost steals experience? What? 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 Oh, you jerk! I was opening the door! Oh, you turd. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? Leave me alone. Okay, can't go over here. Kill a bubble? I don't want to kill a bubble. Not the DVD logo. What's over here? Should I go back? How y'all? My life is very low. Should I go back and like get more life or no? Keep going? Okay. Well, I guess it's okay. No! Was there really a fairy coming? Oh, rip. Oh, I leveled though. Question, should I save for attack or should I get 1/5 the life? My life will go up, or should I wait for attack? I'm loving it was incoming. I know. I felt it. Save for attack? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so how do I save? Do I just click cancel? Okay, alright. Okay, cancel. Okay, we're good. Yeah, well now the fairy shows up. You little... Ugh, I needed you. But that's okay. Now I know where she is. The elevator sound. Ah! Ah! I'm gonna refer to the manual. He's scary. Doesn't the manual say, do they have any tricks? Where's the manual? They're called, they're not dark nuts. They're, what are they called again? Iron knuckle, yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give it my best shot, guys. I got him. He stabs. What a jerk! He stabs me. What? He stabs up and down. How mean? He's learning. Stop that. Oh my god! No! Oh, I was gonna go to the ferry. Rip. Wow! Okay, those are hard. Oh, darn, man. Rip experience, I know. Darn, man, those hard. Okay, let's keep going. We'll get the experience back. I'm not worried. And like I'm gonna have to learn how to fight anyways. Jeez Louise. Like what the heck? Call the ref, those are below the belt hits. I know, right? Oh no. Away! No, I was right by the palace. Get me in there. All right. Oh, good job. I don't think I did a good job, but I mean, it's all part of the learning experience, right? I'm gonna have an Oreo. Hold on. There's just first palace. I'm thinking I'm understanding why y'all said it's hard. I wish, tell Oreo, go tag Oreo on Twitter, guys. Tell them that I'll show off their products. If they sponsor me. I'll do it anyways. Wait, have you, Pickle? Twinsies! I need the key. Oh wait, I need to stab these guys. I forgot. They take my life. Y'all said they don't. They do. Oh my god. What am I doing? All right, we're okay. We know where the fairy is. Some of them are faster, some of them are slower, so it throws off my groove. Throwing off my groove. I already have the key? Oh, you keep... Oh. It says I have 0, though. I said they take experience points. So they do take experience points for your life and experience. And your time. Oh. 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 Well, that's good, right, chat? Ah! What? I hit the ball! What? But I didn't do anything! Why can't the Dark Nuts be like this guy? Like, he lets me hit him. Oh, you can't destroy the ball? Nerf ball, for real. I want the fairy. That's why I'm going this way. And the experience, because why not? Alright, are we ready? I know what I'm gonna do. Watch, watch. I'm gonna do the shield. Oh, man. This guy is too fast! Don't put me in a corner! Get away! How much health do the first time. They're like, oh my god, what is this game? Crotch shot. Leave me alone. Get away from me. Why is he so good? I feel so cornered. Get away. Oh, I hit him. Woo! We did it! I killed him. Look at my life. Please tell me that was the only one in the whole dungeon. Save state? I could, I guess. CB, thank you for the 100 bits. Death by a stupid skeleton. No, don't tell me I have to fight him again. Oh, I don't. I'm gonna fight him on even ground. This is where I saved for the attack, right, chat? When did you start streaming? August of 2013. Attack 2. Wait, what happened? Wait, I can level again? Should I get life? Do another? Wait, which one? Attack is 500. I don't know what happened. What just happened? Ooh, I like that emote, Beaky. Life? Alright, let me save. Whoa. Oh, there's a key. I don't have any keys. I guess that means I need to go back. You're welcome. Is that the things that throw like in Mario? I should make a command out of that. Out of what? Talking crap about the save. I'm just saving to save. Why not? You never know, my electricity can go out and then I'll be like, no! Actually, I don't know what would happen, but really. For real. Make a command out of a Smishbird cheat? No, it's fine. Okay, let's find that key. We're missing a key. Okay, here is a really good question, chat. Where's the map? There's no map. There's no map! Like, there's no map. I mean, I can find the map. Or there's just no map in existence. There is none. Great. It's in your head. Great. Fantastic. I love my imagination. It always gets me lost. Ah! Ah! Oh, I found the key. Oh. I wish this goes farther. Those things hurt, right? I can't avoid. How the heck do you get past this guy? I'm gonna have to take a hit. Ow. Yeah, I did it. I got another key. But I'm gonna die. You'll see an opening? Oh. I guess I didn't see it. Be brave. I'm trying. Chase after the monsters. Haha! Gotcha. Oh. Ah! They turn around? Why did they not think about that? Ah! Oh, goodness gracious. I'm scared of you. Okay. My sweaty palms. No! Oh, darn it. I thought I could jump over him. No! I hate these guys with a passion. Hi, thank you for the raid. Hello. How are you? How was your stream? Hi, I see the Zelds. Watch me die. If you ever want a tip on how to deal, yeah, actually, Yeah, actually, a tip would be nice. To kill them. No directions, please. Yeah, until I ask. Jump attack? Jump attack? Okay, I can try. Maybe I should, Where are they? Okay, here. Let me go right here. Oh, oh God. It's not doing anything. I'm gonna die again. I don't think that was a good tip. Oh, I have to be patient? Oh, okay. Well, let's go back. Unless... Nah, we'll just go. Hi, Titan. Thanks for 17 months. Thank you. Boop their snoot. Boop their snoot. I didn't want to reset because I have all the keys. So. I am playing on the Switch. Ta-da! Yeah, I can't do emulators or mods or anything like that when I'm a Nintendo ambassador. We're not allowed. That's okay, because I can play it on the Switch. Okay. Alright, let's see where I got to go. I already got all the keys. Oh, what am I doing? What? Why am I taking so much damage at the beginning? What's going on? Getting wrecked. That's for sure. Oh my God, they actually do damage. Didn't realize that. For some random reason, I didn't think they did. There's a lot of statues. Ah! Well, that one's speedy. Ah! No! Ah! Oh my God. Oh my God! No! I didn't get it. I got too scared. Ah! Oh. I couldn't get back. I went right over it. Ah! Not this guy again. Darn it. I was trying. But Kylie is losing her mind. I am. Well, the only way to get good is to practice, so. Oh, ah! Darn it! Darn it. I know I can low block. That's not the problem here. Is the tip not jump attack? Is there another tip? If you're referring to the guy who got kicked over summer, he played a modded game and it went against the ambassador agreement. Ooh. Just practice? Okay. I was trying to escape. Can I attack him like this? Oh, these guys are so horrible. How do you jump attack when you're not on the same level as them? Does that still do damage to them? I feel like I'm just gonna get hit if I do that. Also, I don't know this timing that you guys are speaking of. Is it after he swings his sword? Is it when he has his shield at the bottom? Save state and practice? Okay. You wait half a second. But when? When do you wait half a second? You have so much patience. That's just my personality. You'll come to see. When he swings, he won't move the shield. Yeah, I know that. You're hitting way above his head. Okay. Jump, swing at his head. You'll have him every time. You'll hit him every time. If you don't do the jump attack, you have to do duck or stand and attack quickly to beat his shield to the block position. Said jump when wait half a second. Oh, so jump and then attack? Alright, well, I'll do a save state when I get to where he is. And then I'll keep practicing. Maybe I'll figure out the timing. I think maybe it'll be like muscle memory or something. After I get the hang of it, hopefully. Hopefully I get the hang of it. You attack on the way down? Okay. The rhythm thing? Okay, I will try my best. I'll try my best, chat. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, what? I thought I was being good. I hate you, DVD things. Oh, I hate you. Oh. Oh, you sack of poop. Oh my god. Don't forget the EXP bag. Well, I will try not to. Got it. They knew what they were doing. Oh gosh. How many hits is that? Alright. Okay, I have officially saved, so then I can try. Okay. Oh? Ah! I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting it. Okay, well this guy is just horrible. How does he doesn't even, how does he even hit me when that's so weird. Okay. This would be nice if I had max health. I can practice a little bit longer. Okay, so he just touches you and you take damage. Okay. Just let him have it. You should use your shield. Good idea. He is so feisty. He is a feisty little guy. Try one more time. I think I figured it out though. No! I'm figuring it out though. I get it, chat. Oh. Practice makes perfect. Yay! Okay, let's keep going. Is that a I found a candle! Wow.
Good job, Smile.
Thanks, Ghost. Cool. I found a candle. How do you use it? Okay. Save. Okay. Okay. So wait. So that's just one item. So there's still more to the dungeon, right? Because I have to find the gym, the Thingy? Hi, Maz! Hello! How are you? Why does she have to jump? Why not just attack and back off? Because I think I accidentally hit his shield. Or, well, depending on his shield, it's either up or down. The Pokemon Gym. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the manual. Oh. I'm so proud. So since I got the candle, that means I'm good. Oh gosh. I don't have to, like, even if I die, I don't have to go all the way back to get the candle. Come here. Oh. Aqua, hello! Oops, I didn't mean to use my magic. Oh well. Aqua, thank you for the 38 months! I know it is a crazy amount of time. Thanks, Kai Follow You. Well, thank you for being here. It's so sweet to have you here. Thank you for the 38 months. It's insane. It's mine to keep now. Yay, I keep it forever. Ah! That's why I wore my shield. Okay, alright. We gotta figure out where to go now. Did I go this way? I can't remember. I feel invincible now that I figured out how to fight a dark nut. Or whatever they're called. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oops. What? This might be a dead end, but... Magic?
Wow. Invincible tongue.
Shh. Just. Hi, Dino. Thank you for the 100 bits. Nothing can stop me now. Dies to a slime. Or a dot, or whatever they're called. I am. Is someone holding your pet turtle hostage? Dino, I'm doing an event where I'm playing all of the Legend of Zelda games, starting with the release order. We just beat the Legend of Zelda, and alas, this is the second one. So we have to do this one. Should I do magic, guys? Or, you know, I have a feeling I'm gonna die. Maybe I should do magic. Or should I do attack? Or save for life? Just upgrade as you go? No, Mass, no, I didn't. I didn't include that into it. I heard that's also hard, isn't it? Take them as you get them? Okay, I'll get magic then. Good idea. Down maybe? I think the dark nut was down here. Okay, I don't like him. Do I have to go that way? Pretty sure I went that way, and then that was the thing. The jump strat, yeah, I could do the jump strat, but the problem is it's I don't have a lot of room. Okay, let me save and practice in a room like this. Also, hold on. Let me. Do they have Majora's Cap on this from the DS? So what? Hi, Fom. Yeah, Zelda 2, best Zelda game? Oh gosh. Notice how it's hard to pull off in a corridor like that. Yeah, that's why I saved. I'm gonna try my best. cornering me. Yes! Minish Cap? Oh, you're asking about the Minish Cap? That's one game I haven't played either. And that's gonna be a part of our playthrough. Obviously, we have to wait a little while, though. Palm. If I block, I'm not good at blocking. So it's okay. The lens of your glass is 4 times bigger than your eyes. Yeah, I like having my glasses big. It makes me feel like I can see a lot better. Oh, pretty sure I don't have to fight this guy, but I'm gonna, oh darn it. I'm gonna fight him anyways. Cause I can't remember where I am. Oh no! Darn it. I got backed up into it. You know, I feel like I fight better depending on, like, the angle. Whoa, magic doesn't affect him? You have to actually stab him. Whoa. What? That's crazy. Oh, that's good to know. Ow, ow. Wow, he isn't attacked by the guy. This is crazy. Big glasses gang! The lens of truth! Great, I can't even remember the names of the games I've played. I'm old. You're fine. You got killed by that monster throwing barbecue chicken wings. Oh, wait, is this the same Dark Nut? Hold on. Well, what am I doing? Hold on. Did I fight this one? Oh, this is a new one. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't good. I'm not. I forgot how to do this. No, stop it. Come on. Come on. I can't. I'm losing the feel of it. If he gets too close, he gets me. Ah. Stop stabbing me. Ah! Why is he so hard? Hold on. My wrist hurts. Okay. Okay. Okay, I got it! You're stabbing me first! What do we classify as an old foggy? A what? Like glasses? Old glasses that fog up? Perfect, 10 out of 10. I know, but I saved before, so I had practice. Practice. Bogies? What are you? This is a boss room? Ah. Stay away I have shield. He's a horse. Can I not? Can I duck? Oh, no? Am I even attacking? Am I even doing damage? I don't think I'm even doing damage. Okay, okay, hold on. Yeah, let me figure it out. I'll figure it out. Oh, maybe I attack his head. Okay, I feel more comfortable fighting on this side. Oh, I got him! Okay. Okay, I got him. I feel more comfortable fighting like going this way than going that way. Very weird. Okay. Oh gosh. This is gonna be... Oh man, he has so much health too. I wonder if I should go back and like get full health or something before I can do this. I wonder how much experience he's gonna drop. Ah! Oh my god, I like totally run right into him. Oh my god. He takes so much life away. Okay, I just need to be, be careful. Okay, every time. Can I shield here? Let's see. If he hits me, can I block? Nope. I don't think shield does. Oh, you mean my magic skill. Yes, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant my shield. Darn it. I was doing better. Fine! I got so far there! Clubs go through my shield. Yeah, you're right. Axes, clubs, those things, the barbecue chicken wings. Oh wait, I keep forgetting. There we go. I'm using the D-pad. It's hard, okay, guys? Hi, BYD! You know what? Maybe I should use the thumb. No. Okay. I was trying to use the thumbnail. I don't. The analog's even harder. I got stuck. Don't use the stick. I know the stick is really hard. Aw, thanks, Mom. Pain! I can't really put my sunglasses on, but I can try. Hey, thank you for 5 gifted subs! Daniel, Mad, Millicent, Evil, and Mr. Fun Buddy. Welcome back. There's a lot of you. Welcome back. Thank you, Pain. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. Take your time. Yeah. Take all the time. You would think, like, I'm like, oh, so close. Oh, ow. Stop it. Oh man. Okay. It's also about like following through. And like getting like a good jump. But like turning around when you know. Ah! Sorry. I get him to like 4. Santa Pain has bestowed gifts to the masses. Yes, Pain is Santa. This guy is such a Chad compared to Aquamentus. Such a Chad. You know what? He does kind of look like a Chad. Don't turn around. Oh no. I like the setup for this room, by the way. He's getting hits every single time. Oh. 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 Huh. I think I found an interesting way. Or maybe it's the way. Ah, he's going off the screen. It's hard to see him. I did it! A key? What? What? I got the key. Oh, we're not done? I killed the boss, yeah. Oh. Oh! Oh, that's where you put the gem. Big brain.
Good job. On to the next one.
On to the next one. Thank you, Jai. Those are just called the Guardians, right? Or no, the thing I killed was the Guardian.
I got into a heated argument with a snowman, in which he lost his cool and had a total meltdown.
Thank you, Pie. That was Horsehead? That wasn't in the manual. Hi, Ultra. Dino? The bosses are guardians. Okay. Let me get more water. And so I obtained a gem and I put it in a statue, right, guys? I just want to get the terminology down because I'm being very picky. I would like to know this stuff because I'm trying to learn everything about the game. Oh, that's the exit. I'll save. Well, y'all, give me a second. I need water. Am I safe here? Okay. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go get some water. Hold on. Oh. Oh, crystal. It's a crystal. And I put it in the statue. Statue, guys? Statue? trying to get me killed? What? Yeah? Okay, so we got a crystal. We got the first crystal. First crystal completed. That wasn't too bad. Oh. Darn it. But why did I... Okay, now I got the candle. So now I can go south of town now in that one cave. I remember, chat. Oh, look. It's well lit. Oh, God. Look, it's well lit. All the caves. I can see in all the caves now. What in the world? I want to be healed, thank you. Oh, I don't have to listen to her type, or talk. Type. This cave is totally lit. Oh, God. I can't go that way. Oh, hello. You know what? I'm gonna kill you.
Put ketchup on the shopping list. Now I can't read anything.
Oh, well, let me get that. Ah! Thank you, Giant! I'm gonna go heal again. That's a really good way to level. You just go... Well, you know what? Maybe the other one would be faster because the... Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. But, like, you can just go right out of town and fight and then come right back in and heal. Oh, those guys don't give experience? Oh. Well, shoot. Never mind. Wait, I think I need to go this way. Wow. Why? I hit him in like one hit. This game is too hard for me. I tried. Oh. Hold on. Oh, look it. I can fight them. These guys give experience, but these guys don't. That's lame. Okay. I found this place. This game's too hard for me. I tried a lot in several different releases. I don't think I can ever get even halfway. Even with a guide? You don't want to use a guide? Has a steep learning curve, yeah. Oh, ow. Oh, you jerks. Ow. Oh my god. Oh wait, what's this? What was that? Taking so much damage. More magic! Oh, I got more magic! Oh, it's a magic container, right? That's what they said. I'm gonna keep my distance. I go aggro. Yeah, I do. Don't follow me in the town. Hi, Orca. Oh, Orca. Oh, Orca. You will never let me sit like this. Okay, so much better. So from what I can remember, there was a side quest, find a trophy in the desert, and then they said don't go south until you have a candle. So let's go south. I have a candle now. Oh. Oh my god. I don't like these guys. Well, who are you? Huh. Kind of far away. He is a Goria. Oh, Goria! Oh, he's a Goria. Oh. If you don't like those guys, then you're going to hate me. What do you mean? Why would I hate you? Way back. Yeah, it's a little ways back. I forgot to save. Not that I had a lot of experience, but oh well. Don't eat me, piggy! Childhood drama? Oh god. Or trauma? The colors of the enemies usually tell you how tough they are. Usually red are the easier ones, right? Hi, Mega! How's the game going? Well, I'm learning now why people say it's very hard. And like, I agree, it's a challenging game. I think you just need a lot of patience. Wait, do I have to go? Oh, no. I have to go get it again. Oops. I'll save after. Unless I don't. Wait, no, I think I do need to get it. Yeah. Magic. It's definitely different. This game is very the timing, man. Ah. The game over screen is mean. Yeah, it is mean. Whatever sound he makes. Took me 8 years to beat it on my own. Oh god. That's a long time. Totally understandable why it would take that long if you just didn't follow a guide and just did it your own way. Okay, I'm gonna save after I heal. I need more health and magic. Well, I want to try it. Oh, wait. It's this lady. They all have different houses that they'll heal you in. Ganon is mean. Yeah, he's not alive yet, though. Oops. We're trying to prevent that. Wait. I had my game genie. What's a game genie? A 1990s cheat machine? Cheat machine. Is there a way to, like, what do I do? Oh, man. I need to figure out how to fight these guys. So I have to block the boomerangs either high or low. The whole high-low thing is so frustrating. Oh, what? Ah! There we go. Oh, you have to like hop over them, I guess. Ooh, I don't like this guy. Game Genie was the GOAT. Oh man, I'm taking unnecessary damage. Oh gosh. So I have magic. I have shield. Oops. Hey, I dodged that. Not the way to fight him, but I got out. These things like turn fast and attack you fast. What the heck? No, not another one. Wait, how do I use the magic again? Hi, BB! Thank you for 27 months! Hello! That's one strat. Alright, let me save and see if I can practice, I guess. I should have done this at the beginning, but... Oh wait, you know what? I think if I stand in a certain spot, he can't, like, actually hit me. Okay, hold on. He's in a very awkward spot right now, so I kind of don't like where he is. It's like so fast. He's so fast. I don't think I have enough health to be able to fight this guy. Darn it. He did 2 hits and killed me. They're pathetic? How are they pathetic? They're not pathetic to me. Need more hearts. I do. Alright. We're gonna go get... Let me go get more hearts and we're gonna try again. We're also gonna try to practice on the very first Gorilla. Unless I'm gonna assume he spawns again. Alright. Let's try again. Block his toenails. Ew. Oops. My bad. Hit the wrong one. Wasted. Ah! I'm taking so much unnecessary damage. I hate this Octoroks! What about magic? Does magic go all the way? Yes, it does. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I guess you have to like go back and then go forward. Ah! Unless he does stuff like that. Oh gosh. Hi Cougar, hello. Alright, let me try to get past these guys first. Every time, man. I can only do this with only 2 hearts. Alright, let's try. Let's try. What? How does he just throws it? God, what a turd. Okay, also, no. Let's go here. This cave is not very nice. This is not a very nice cave. This game is exhausting. Pro way is to keep jumping at him and attacking. Jumping and attacking? Like the dart, like the other guy? Why are you facing that way? Stop! Stop facing that way, please! Oh my god. There we go. What? Okay. Good enough for me. It's not the greatest, but well. Okay. Woohoo! Ah! Oh wow! The boomerang keeps attacking you? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Ah! I think what I'm doing is I'm jumping too much into him, maybe. I love this game. I played it a lot as a kid. Did you? You can also do that technique on him, like the iron knuckles. Yeah, that's... I think I just need I need a hit right. Somehow. Maybe like time the first couple of boomerangs. Maybe. Dark Souls is easier than this. You know, I would actually agree with that. Zane, thank you so much for the raid. And Michael, thanks for subgifting to Mana. Hi, Monasin. Hello. Thank you, Michael. That was nice of you. Hello. Super Nintendo World in Japan just got delayed due to COVID. Oh, did it? Aw. Okay, I have more health now. How are you today? I'm good. Just playing really hard game, but I'm good. I just caught up to you in 30 minutes without save states because I beat the game before. You just need some good practice. You'll be great. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. It's only day 1. Oh, man. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't get this guy. Oh man. Ah! No! He still got me. Oh man, this cave is so difficult. I found the dark nut is easier than this guy. Need more grinding? Is that what I need? Cause I'll do it. You can do it! Thank you! Just block his boomerangs. Just breathe, Black. Like, it's easy. Easy! It's just block. Just don't die. What kind of advice is that? Of course I'm trying to block. What advice is that? No! No! Oh, God. No, let's have it. Oh, that was better. Just don't die. Okay, create. Okay. Let's go on to the next one now. I have probably the maximum amount of health I'll ever have. Oh, U-turn. Fooled by a sea slug. Cave slug. Whatever that thing is. I forgot. Have you tried dying? I've tried it several times. It doesn't help. Trust me. What in the world? What is this? What is this slug's problem? Go all the way over there. What? Haha, I gotcha. Ooh, they're so snippy, you know? They're like, haha, I gotcha. I generally just skip these guys. Grinding experience will help you too. When slugs see you, he runs towards you. He's like the snakes. Or the rope, excuse me. Off to bed. Thanks, Mana. Off to bed. See you later. Hi, Pulse. Okay, I'm nervous. Hold on. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Alright, let's try this. Oh, no. now. Charge! No! Charge! I stopped dropping backwards. Gotcha. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! We did it! Oh god, what do I have to expect in here now? Look, we got past it! Woo! The thing that newer games didn't realize about these old games, you really need to explore every square of the map. There's very little hold handing or clues. I know, I like it though. Oh. You know, I could probably just dodge. Oh my god! Wait, what? What is this? What kind of sick, mean person did this to me? What? I go and I do all of this for nothing? Oh, game. Oh my god, that bat turns into the devil. Oh my god, that's absolutely terrifying. Okay, well, screw you. Wow. Is that like a dead-end cave? Have you tried jumping? Don't even. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. There is one thing I know I haven't found yet. Let me save, or let me heal real quick. Okay, so in this town, I found a magic man. But in the other town, I have yet to find said magic man. So I'm gonna go back to the other town real quick and see if now that I have the candle, if that does anything. It might not, but I'm gonna look around a little bit more. Oh, hello. Where are the enemies? I need some Jordans. I know, I need to like get some serious. Leave me alone. Whoop. I need some serious like shoe action going on in order to jump that high. Just jump higher. Oh, I was on the road. Oh, that's what y'all mean. Okay, I'm gonna like investigate every square inch of this place. I did that. Right? That's what that dungeon, or that's what that palace was called, right? Thanks, Jeremy. Just block the boomerang. Magic Man. Is it not called Magic Man? Oh, Wise Man? Learn to block, then maybe you could get over the wall. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I don't know how to get a hammer. Open the door to this giant house. Maybe one of these people will open the door. Buy two, get one free. Oh. Hi, Lot! Good morning. I have to get ready for work, but at least I can watch your stream for a little bit. Aw, hello. Hope you have a good day at work. this... Oh, this is the... Oh, no, no, no. I already did it. Not, so it's the other... Darn it, it's the other town. It's the other town. Ooh. Oh, right. The kid led me astray. He always told me to go, he told me to go west. Oops. Okay, now this is a town I have to find. Hammer! Spectacle Rock. Death Mountain. Well, that was new. Hold on, chat. Spectacle Rock, Death Mountain, Hammer? Is that like the order of things I have to do things in, maybe? I don't need your magic. There's gotta be something with this guy. This guy is weird. See, Goria of Tentari. I don't know how to find that though. What a cool name. What in the world, guys? I didn't find anything. There's clearly something I'm not knowing, but that's okay. That's okay, chat! It's okay that I don't know. Okay. Which caves have I been? I'm looking at the manual. So I went in that cave and that cave. Oh! I haven't gone in this cave. Or maybe I have. I can't remember. I don't think I have. I just couldn't see anything. Ah. Oh! This is a trophy! I found the trophy! How am I alive? Yeah! No. Wait, if I know what to do, then it's okay if I go back here. Just continue? No. I lose all the experience I got. I'm not that far away. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna die to something stupid, like the stupid fireball in the desert. I'm so happy I figured out what I needed to do next. Yay. I forgot about this cave. Alright, let's try again. Let me also save. Creating save states in this game is much more fun. Gotcha. Woohoo! This stupid bat. Alright, 8. Oh my god. Every time. Woo! Aw. At least I don't have low health though. Alright, let me go give them the trophy that he stole. Yay! Hello, beautiful lady. Kill me. Okay, so the trophy lady was all the way over here. Or was it here? You saved the trophy! Come see my uncle. Oh, uncle. I did it! Am I gonna be playing the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and the Switch version of Link's Awakening instead of the older versions? Yes, I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing, Jason. Are you saying this game is fun? Yeah, I would be playing this if it wasn't fun. Like, it can be challenging, but still fun. With this, you can jump. Oh. Oh, now I have to go back. Now I can jump. Hi. Do I have to fight all the things in the cave again? He gave me some Jordans. No Switch version of Wind Waker, not yet. As we may find out with Nintendo. Who knows? I don't know. Try the new spell. Well, I will. Oh god, I have to do this again. I have a Wii U, yeah. More experience. Have a good night, Opiates. Good night. I love that you guys are saying this is a tutorial. This is making me feel horrible. But I guess it's the rite of passage, right? I don't know about this. I'm probably gonna have to go back and get some more hearts before I can attempt this guy. Oh god. Maybe. We'll see. The whole game is a tutorial for Zelda 2. Oh, I was doing good there. For a second. I keep running into him, that's the problem. Oh, wait. Oh, I can just run past him? I didn't even know that was an option. Oh my god. Freedom! Freedom! Oh god, what are those things? No! No! Oh, gosh darn it. I saw something new. Rip experience. I know, I'm on my last health. Sucks, man. Maybe I should be like, oh, screw it. It's only 272. But then I have to start over at the beginning, right? Oh, God, I hate these guys so much. Let's try it. Let's try this again. Oh, pain! These things are worse than Dark Nuts. These are like the whiz robes of Legend of Zelda to me. Oh god, I hate these guys so much. Attack and jumping don't really, I mean it helps, but it's not like, it's like nothing to be happy about, like at all. I just want full health. I want full health going forward. Oh, I'll take it. Riley's beginning to see how difficult this game truly is. Oh, I knew the moment of like several hours ago. I knew. Several hours ago, I saw. Several hours. Maybe I should have just used the shield. You know what? Now that I think about it, why don't I use the shield? crap. I did the wrong one. Oh! Stop backing up, you turd! Ah! Run for it! I still only have two health. God. Oh my god. There's no way to not take damage, I guess, with this guy. Blocking is impossible if you're close to him because he throws the low boomerang right at you. Screw it. I'm just gonna go forward. Taking damage, though, from this little mother licker is so stupid. Wait, can I just... Oh, there we go. That makes sense. Okay. Duck to block it. I don't know. I think it moves too fast for my brain to comprehend and be able to attack those guys effectively. I just need way more practice. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, there's one more. Okay. Okay, now let's try. Well, it's something. I'll take it. It's still horrible. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Don't understand the way you fight the aches. It's like you have to like back up or something. Even when I try attacking. Oh, I got that one. Oh, whatever. My health is still so low though. Let's try one more time. I blocked like 3 of those. Did I? Can you predict where the toenail goes by the position of the enemy hand? Wait, are y'all calling the boomerang the toenail? Oh, whoa. It like really killed me. One hit kill. Ooh. We did it! We did it, chat! I have a little more health than I started. Okay. Whoa, I'm like super slow. Oh, so that's a swamp. Oh. Well, that's not cool. Oh no, this isn't good. Vibes, hello, thank you for the 41 months. You the best, you the best. How are you? Alright, stay out of the swamp. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Run away. Run away. Get on the road. Oh, thank god. I'm safe. Where am I? There's a cemetery. Wait, I know where I am. That's the town. I'm underneath. Oh. I'm in a new area. Pog. I need to find a new town. Ah! What is that? Run for it! Ah! 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 I see my life flash before my eyes. Ah! Oh, a town! Oh. Water town of Saria. Oh, it's Saria town. Water town. Eyes of Ganon are everywhere. Be careful. Hello. Hello, young fellow. Why? What? Why? What? That was so mean. That was so uncalled for. That eyes again are everywhere. Wow, how horrible of a person must you be to trick me in a town? Who tricks people in towns? Alright, I'm not gonna be talking to no old people. Oh. I lost my mirror. If I click continue, where do I restart from? Just because I've only had one health for the longest time. The memories at the start by Zelda. Does that mean I'd have to go through the cave again? Ugh. That's not cool. I'll survive. Or will I? What in the world's going on? Raph, thank you for the 100 biddies! Thank you, buddy. Oh god, what did I do? Alright, the eyes of Ganon are everywhere, apparently, which is so dumb. Because now I don't even know who to talk to or who to trust. I don't even know if it is it from the bridges? What? There's nobody in here! Kill me! They'll give you 0 clues for the mirror. That's okay. Do I trust you? In Midoro Swamp, find a handy glove. So I'll find a handy glove in Midoro Swamp. A handy glove. Stop and rest here. Oh, thank God. Oh, I don't want magic. I want life. Oh. Who are you? Oh. ZZZZ. He's asleep! Save? Yeah, I guess I should. Please let me help you. Yes! Finally! I can stop hearing the beeping! Finally! Yay! We're healed, chat. Oh. Kevin, bro, that's not cool. Why do you do that? It's clear that you don't donate. You don't have to say stuff like that for me to notice you in chat. Ooh. You just say hi, like a normal person. Only town folk may cross this river. Only town folk? What? But I'm a human being. Why don't I deserve... Why don't I... I saw it on TikTok! Oh. What the hell? What in the world is that TikTok teaching you? Just buy a house. Oh. With what money? You gonna give me give her $50? You. I guess it's nice that they, you know, heal me right here. Is there anybody else I can talk to? Now that I'm not scared of talking to anyone? I don't know if I can do anything with this. I am much too busy to talk to a stranger. No. You were a bat this whole time. I can't believe there is a sleeping puff in this game. She's healing our wounds, chat. Stop being so out there with your craziness, okay, guys? Like, come on. Come on. Also, I wonder how I become a townsfolk. Maybe if I find that girl's mirror. Maybe if I find her mirror, she'll let me... I don't know. I'm gonna go find her mirror. I'm going to imagine it's... I have to do that again. Oh, let's just take a... Leave me alone. What is the bubbles? Do the bubbles attack you? Do I get hit by bubbles? Do the bubbles hurt if they touch you? Oh, they do! Nice. Look at that. bubbles are bad, yeah. Yay! I got a fairy, which was nicely timed. Here, let me save. I'm looking around right now. Oh god, I hate that. Oh, I hate those things, the little wormy things. Little wormy things. Okay, I didn't really get anywhere. I like the sound he makes when he's running in the swamp. Ooh, what's that? I love that sound. Stop running into these guys, Kylie. Got him. What in the world? Oh, is that a cave? Oh god. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Oh. There's a cave. Ah, okay. So the cave is right underneath that one town. Birds! Did you hear that, chat? We aren't in a hospital anymore. What? What game is next after Zelda 2? A Link to the Past, I think? We have a while to go though, Jeremy. This game's gonna take me a while. I have the whole list since I made it. If anyone has questions for the order. Exclamation mark of it gives you the order of the game, guys. Zelda 3, obviously. Yes, obviously. You healed yourself and the beep 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 isn't happening anymore. Oh, yes. It's nice, huh? I don't know what these things are. They're freaking me out. Hop, hop! No! God, I hate these things. Oh! I died to that thing though. Alright. We're going to keep... We're gonna stay here. And then I'll know where to go tomorrow. I might have to restart so I can have three lives. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that stupid cave. I'll just need to get better at fighting those Gorias. But I need to go to bed because I have work tomorrow. Ah, I'm sorry. Well, let's see. The next time I stream, is Sundays. The next time I stream is Sundays, so I will see you guys on Sunday, I guess. Wow, that seems like a faraway time. I just don't want to burn